name is Laura Vargas, and I'm the Director of Outreach Programs for Peer Support Community Partners. And this is Grief in the Wake, conversations about suicide and substance-related loss, a video series where we touch briefly on topics related to losing a loved one to substance use or suicide. Today's topic is on continuing bonds.
My name is Joanna. I'm with Safety, Hope, and Healing Counseling and Consulting. And continuing bonds is a topic that's discussed much more often than it was a few years ago. It really is about how you continue to have some sort of connection or relationship with the person after they have died. And that in many different cultures looks very different. So cultural context makes a huge difference. What we know is that often people are continuing to have some sort of connection or bond with the person who's died. And in cultural contexts where that isn't really accepted or talked about, it can really cause people to second guess and to sort of experience more harm from that when they feel like they need to hide it. And so really being able to talk openly about how to continue their connection with the person that they've lost is really important. And that can look like such a wide range of things, like going to the cemetery on the anniversary, or for some people it's on the far end, they feel like they have an ongoing relationship with the person who has deceased, as if that person is with them and responding to them on a regular basis. So there's a whole wide range in between. And we know that this normalizes really having some sort of ongoing connection with your person. Often people are told that they need to let go, that they need to move on. And this really is about how do you find a new way to hold on. Right? And that looks different for different people. And very often people struggle with the idea that if they didn't believe in any kind of ability to continue to have a connection with someone or anything after death, that it might be wrong or hypocritical for them to believe that. Now I hear that a lot from grievers. And what we say is that if you didn't learn or change what you thought or how you thought about things when you had new information or new life experiences, then that really means we're stuck, right? And if we're not learning, if we're not experiencing things and changing our understanding of what that looks like. One of the things that's really complicated with drug-related deaths or suicide deaths is that sometimes the nature of the death, the trauma, the things that may have led up to the person's death can cause sometimes a rift in the relationship. And very often people need to have some sort of repair in that relationship before they are able to really explore what continuing bonds might mean for them, or really even how to grieve their person in a way that feels meaningful for them.
Absolutely. And there are many ways to continue bonds. On the one hand, it's a matter of communicating with your loved one, talking to them, whether out loud or whether in your head, writing to them. This can be journaling. This can be writing them music, writing them poetry, writing them letters, anything that makes you feel like you are having some sort of communication with them. Another way to continue bonds is to communicate with others about them, to talk about them, share their story, tell people who they were, what they were like, things that are important to you. This could also be blogging, going to a group and talking about them, contributing to a memorial. Many, many ways to continue bonds by communicating with others about your loved one. It can also be a matter of including them in the day-to-day and or in special events. This can be keeping photos and videos around that you can watch or look at whenever you need a moment of connection. This can also be including them in holidays or special milestones. For some people, that might be having an extra seat at the table, wrapping gifts for them, including them in a wedding bouquet, including their photo in there. Lots of different ways in which people creatively include their loved ones with them. That is a matter of continuing bonds. It could also be getting a tattoo or keeping things around that remind you of them. Maybe if they were a musician, having an instrument of theirs around, different ways where you just feel like their presence is around you and brings you comfort. And finally, you can continue bonds by carrying out their legacy, doing things in honor of them, things that you might not have done if it wouldn't have been for them having lived, for you having gotten to know them. So this can be donating to causes that were important to them, volunteering for those causes, or advocating on their behalf. Lots of different ways where it feels like you are doing this because of them, because they lived and because you got to know them, and now you are continuing those bonds.
And if it feels like you've got more questions, if you want some more support or to have someone to talk to about this, please know that there are resources available. There are fabulous books, many that have come out about continuing bonds in the past decade or so. There's also lots of websites, there's peer grief support. There's also professional support if that's something that you want to look into. So please know that support is available. And thank you for watching these videos. Please let us know if there's other topics you'd like us to cover.
Thank you so much.